Hey, welcome to another peek play for you guys watching live and in the future, the near future. This is the console version of Valheim Mistlands. This is currently in kind of like, game preview, current early access for consoles. I don't know if it's out of early access for PC, but this has been out for PC for quite some time now. We're playing this game on the Xbox Series X. It's on, I think, both Series X and maybe PS5. It might be on PS5. I'm not sure. You can kind of look for yourselves. But yeah, we're playing this on the consoles. This is Valheim has been known to be a really good game, especially when you're playing with multiple people. Probably you can play this by yourself, but for the most part, you probably want to highly be recommended to play this game with other people, because this game does have an invasion system where the world itself tends to invade your home or wherever your likelihood of a spawn is and everything like that. And you probably want to protect that place, because they'll most likely attack anything that you have built. So I think anything you built in the world, when they start doing invasions in the game, it's most likely recommended for you to have friends to help you protect your home. So, with that said, though, let's go to the settings, because, well, for a game that was initially developed for PC, you kind of want to know where this game lies. Also, I'm going to kind of move myself a little bit, put myself in a better situation to see where we're going to put the camera to show you some of the HUD and all that. But yeah, here's the settings for the console. You can change your languages. You have English. Let's see, how many languages? Pretty good amount of languages. So yeah, there's all your languages. Gonna go through it one more time. There you go. You can change camera sensitivity. You can invert your camera if you're a fucking monster. And then you have immersive camera. I don't know what immersive camera is. I don't know what that is. What does immersive camera mean? I don't know. It's weird. And then you have show button hints, and you can change your controls. You can go console, classic. What's the difference between console and classic? Weird. Oh, maybe classic is the button combinations that you get if you're using a controller on the PC. I have a feeling that might be the button layout for that. Maybe. It looks like it could be that. I don't know. It's weird. And then you have your audio stuff. Oh yeah, this game does have music. We have overall volume, effective volume, and music volume, and continuous music. We'll just put on continuous music for now so we can hear the music itself. This game, unlike Redfall, has a performance mode, and it also has quality mode. So you can play it on, well, I don't know if quality does 60 frames per second, but it probably has a higher resolution, better little graphical details and effects here and there. But knowing if you're ever going to play this on the console, or if you play any game on the console, why would you not play it on performance mode when you get that slick 60 frames per second? That should be your bare minimum. You can turn bloom on and off, so you can turn that on and off. Sun shafts, you can turn that on and off, which we can't see it changing anything right now until you probably press OK. Chromatic aberration, and also depth of field. You can turn that on and off as well. Accessibilities, we have motion blur. I don't know why that's under accessibility and not graphics. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, well, if you actually think about it, if you have motion blur, if you turn that off, there's a less likely chance of having motion sickness. Okay, you can fight for that. You can fight for having a motion blur or accessibility. Then we have camera shake. You can turn that on and off, on or off. Yeah, because, if you get hit, camera shakes and all that could give you motion sickness too. Reduce flashing lights, we can turn that off or on, and enable Raven hints. So that is all of your settings for Valheim. And then you can, of course, roll credits and start your game. We're going to start our game. Let's make a new character. So we can have male or we can have female. There's what the characters look like. This game, as you guys have probably noticed, has a much different graphics, like art style. It's very pixelated, but it has like this somewhat, current gen style of lighting and everything like that too. Particle effects and stuff. Something. It's a weird marriage between pixelized graphics and more modern effects. So I tend to like that. It's really cool looking. Not a lot of games can do that well. And when a game, when a developer and all that does do it well, it stands out. There's a lot of boomer shooters that tend to do that now too. What they call boomer shooters, old style shooters, where you have the pixelated graphics. But a really good example that I've done a peek play in the past, Proteus. Proteus has done that extremely well, where you have this old style looking kind of graphics to it, but then the lighting, the effects, the mists in the background, just, it makes certain things pop out, and it does it really well. Valheim does that really well too. So we can change skin tones. You can get your character, pretty dark. You can get it pretty light. We'll go there. We can have braided hair, braided hair, braided hair. And so you have a bunch of different hairstyles. A lot of it's like ponytail related, I noticed. Yep. You have the emo swipe. Let's make ourselves an emo. Why not? Emo with a beard. Yeah, why not? Let's just do that for today. Hair tone. I guess, can we have like dark hair? Oh, blondness. Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. Emo with a beard. And we'll name him Pain. Because my life is pain. There we go. There you go. Alright, so that's pretty much how the character customization is. You don't really change their body type. The only body slider that you really have is either, well, it's not even a slider, is you either choose a male or you choose a female. Then you change the look of it, and that's it. Can't make him more muscular, can't make him more thinner. Yeah, it's simple. Simple as that. So it's not the craziest character customization, which is probably going to be a downer for some people. Forever either get this game or try this game out. Not the greatest when it comes to that stuff. So yeah, I've created the character and everything. You can also do, current things like that. I had played this game before. I played this game a little bit on PC and all that stuff too. So I'm gonna try and keep this peak play as short as I can, unlike Redfall. But yeah, and I already have a world called Bootyheim. So when you create a world, you can create the world, and then you can try and find servers and all that too. Which I don't know. I think I need to do a prompt in order to find certain like servers and all that stuff too. Yeah, I probably have to like kind of look for that. But yeah, you have it like, if you ever played any online games on PC, you have seeds. Seeds are the genetic structure of a world within said game. Right now, I have my own, unique seed for my world. Now, I can either start it as a server or a single player game. I can start as a server. Is this a community server? Yeah, we'll make it as a community server. And you can start it as a new, or you can remove it. You can also manage the saves and all that too, but we'll put the thing as peak play. So peak play. So if anyone wants to join me, they can join me anytime, as long as they know the password and the world, the world name. So there you go. I'm going to start it, and it's just going to throw me right into the world, a world that I've already established. I'm just kind of wondering, now that I'm playing as a new character, will the world refresh, or will you still see my settlement that I built? It's going to be very interesting. I do wonder that. That's going to be interesting. Ugh. So, yeah. If you read what you read, you know what's kind of going on. Where this person being pretty much transported to this realm called Valheim. It is not Midgard. It is not Asgard. It is Valheim. Oh shit, there it is! Oh my god, that's the place I built. It's a very small little settlement. It's not Valhalla either. It's Valheim. Huh. Here we go. So you get your nice little task there and all that too. So yeah. It seems like world progression is constant. So even if you create a new character or anything like that, if you do create a new character and you want a fresh new world, you want to, of course, make a new world. But if you want to keep playing in it, then yeah. Is it free? If you have Game Pass, it's free. If you want to play this game and you don't have Game Pass, you're gonna have to pay for it. But the game's not super expensive. I think it's like, what is it, like $20 something maybe? It's a cheaper game. It's an indie game in a way. I think it's self-published. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's a survival game. If you guys have noticed, there is a kind of like a hunger meter, but you don't have to worry about feeding yourself or keeping yourself hydrated as much. It's just kind of like it. What this does, and let's see, first play and all that stuff too. So we need to get food, and they're gonna show you what like eating and all that kind of does within this game. First things first. Oh, let's fight this son of a bitch. Wait. I forgot how to attack. Come on. Come on, you little bitch. Oh yeah, so what's happening there is that I am leveling up in combat. And not combat. Fisticuffs. So the more I level up, I think the less stamina I use and the harder I hit, I think, with said, unarmed combat. So I can kind of rely on unarmed combat more. And as you notice, when I picked up certain materials within said game, within Valheim, I was able to find blueprints of things to, kind of go into. So this is the map. The map is Unknowing. Oh, what the fuck? The map change? I think the map has changed quite a bit. I think they updated the map. But yeah, this is currently the current world. As you can kind of see, it can get pretty big. It's very interesting. Kind of reminds you of RuneScape. I've never actually played RuneScape, so I can't really say anything. But yeah, I'll pick up this. I just picked up wood. Shows you the material and what you can make out of wood. So yeah, if anyone has played a survival game before, you pretty much know what to do. We need to make a torch. We already have a torch apparently, so we're good on torches. So we have a compendium. We have all this stuff, so whatever Hugin has been saying to us, we can refer back to that. There's a message log, active effects. When it comes to skills, you can see how much you've leveled in certain things. So you can level up in sneak, you can level up in fist, clubs, blocking, and there's also other skills too. So if I jump a little bit, oh, there's a jumping skill. What does that do? So apparently, I think you can actually see what it does. So what's the benefits of upgrading your jump? So when jumping levels up, it's the height of your jump that increases. So when it comes to blocking, when you block enemy, attacks and all that, it's the amount of damage being absorbed from said either weapon or shield. Now clubs, damage with the club. Fist, yep, damage when unarmed, so you do more damage with that. And when it comes to sneaking, stamina drained and stealthiness of said sneaking. So it gives you reasons to keep doing things. It has that natural progression of leveling up. This is a different form of leveling up. It's kind of it's more along the lines of Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls, the more you do something, the better that skill becomes. Oh, okay. Where are you going, Hugin? So yeah, you get little tasks, little things to do from Hugin. So this is the building I have built previously. Oh, we're kind of freaking out Hugin. He's telling you how to yeah, we're freaking him out. It would have probably been better to kind of show you guys this with the new world. But hey, we're doing this peak play fast tracked, you know? Built the smelter and all that stuff too, which I really hope this doesn't activate invasions. So, let's just say this doesn't exist. All this doesn't exist. So when you first start out, you probably want to build, a shelter of sorts and everything like that too. So when I'm crafting and all that, it looks like the only things I can craft right now as of this character is a torch and a club. So what I need to do now is build a club. So okay, I need to find wood. So once we find wood, which is going to be a little difficult because this is not a new world, I have kind of cleaned this area out with another character, and I've been kind of doing some stuff. Like you can even, it has ground deformation in this game too. If you want to mine downwards and all that, you can do that. Wood from trees, you can't just punch a tree and get wood. It's not that stupid. What I need to do is find branches first. Get wood there. Because if I punch a tree, do that. You see those zeros popping up? I'm not doing anything. No, it's not like Minecraft. You gotta actually find, things need to make sense, right? So if you want to get wood from a tree, you need to either use something that has some type of wedging system, or like an axe. So you need to build yourself either an axe, or you need to have something that's at least sharp, like, I don't know, a sword. But using a sword against a tree is probably not the best thing to do. So I am looking for, let's see, more wood. How much more wood do I need for said club? I need 6. I have a total of 5. So once I find oh, we got some stone here too. Oh, now that we found stone, what else can we make? We can make a stone axe. There you go. Hey, look at that. Your simple survival mechanics. But hey, guess what though? Unlike all those other fucking survival games, I'm not freaking out about, oh, I'm going to starve to death because I haven't found any food yet. Or, oh, I'm going to die from a disease because I got a cold or something like that. You don't have to worry about that in Valheim. Valheim is, it can be kind of a chill game as long as you don't, don't put yourself in a bad situation. As long as you don't put yourself in a bad situation, you're good. But yeah, I can make a hammer now. I can make a stone axe. So technically, to be honest, maybe I should keep picking up wood to have a better chance of survivability, because I'll have a weapon. I'll try and pick up some more. Oh, I'll fight him. Cool. So that was called a neck. That is another enemy / indigenous creature. Oh, I can punch this though, and I'll get some wood out of these. So you can punch at least these smaller branches. Kind of makes sense. If you ever punch a twig, eventually it's gonna break. Punching a tree though, it's not gonna get anywhere fast, anytime fast. So now that I got some of this, let's make a club. So I'll craft the club. Booyah, we got a club. We'll craft a hammer. So hammer is meant for mainly pretty much just repairing and stuff like that, or no, building and repairing and dismantling. It's nothing meant for anything else. So now that I built a hammer, Hugin comes and tells you what can you do with a hammer. Well, there you go. You can craft, you have crafted a hammer. And what do you do with this hammer? Same thing, he'll come in whenever you build anything new. Hugin will give you a general output on what you can do with said things that you just built. So when you do go into Valheim, anytime you hear Hugin land, you might want to go to him because he'll give you a general hint on what to do. Due to the fact this is not a new world, I'm actually surprised he's actually still giving me hints. I'm actually very surprised he's still giving me hints, man. So yeah, we got that stuff. Oh hey, there's meat. I wonder if I could punch the deer. Come here, deer. I'm gonna eat you. Yep. The more you run, oh yeah. Let's see what happens if you keep leveling, running. So when you level up running, speed and stamina drain when running. So So it reduces the stamina drain, and I think you also run faster as you level up when it comes to running. So yeah, it's a little, I'm trying to get through all this stuff as much as I can before I end the peak play. But I do have to say I'm a fan of Valheim. I'm trying to show a little bit more of what you can really do in this game. So you do have a crafting system and everything like that too. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit more though. And I think what I can do to speed this up. Oh. Gotta worry about how much energy you're putting in. Uh-oh. That's, I forgot how you equipped. Nope. Nope. How do you equip? Nope. Oh, up on D-pad. Okay, here we go. See? Does more damage. And as I use the club more, I'll do more damage with the club. So now that I use the club, you can see that there was a bar that came up. That bar... Oh, and I'm also hiding something from you guys too. Look at that. There's more information for you guys to ingest. But yeah. Staying on topic. I used a club. Club now has a white bar underneath its icon. That is the durability thing. You can repair weapons and items and stuff like that. So in case something does get damaged, or get, used a lot, you can repair it. You don't have to worry about that. If you want to keep something that you've been using, just make sure you don't use it to the point of complete exhaustion. I think there are certain things you can use to where they won't break right away. So if you, for some reason, are not keeping tabs on the durability of said item, it won't break right away. It'll just kind of like, oh, hey, we're doing less damage now. So for instance, you build an iron sword, and you don't want that iron sword to break, so that way you're forced to build a new iron sword. There'll just be less of damage output as it gets lower, closer and closer to zero durability. So you'll have like nice little like signs like that. So that way you don't lose your sword, permanently. So in case you get further into Valheim, you're not going to lose everything. So yeah, we have chests. You can store stuff in your chest and all that. This is the chest size. I don't know if they have bigger chests in the future, but you have stuff like that. You guys might notice that, my building's pretty shitty. It's small. That's because I was trying to survive as quickly as I could. But, you might notice, too, that I have, let's see if I can... Oop. Oh, I can't change the camera angle. And I actually had to put structures on the building. This game has, when it comes to structures you build, there is like a structure integrity in this game. This correlates to how much weight the overall... It legitimately has like a pretty interesting like integrity, a building integrity system into it. If something is way too heavy topside, it will actually break and crumble. So if something's too heavy topside, you might want to build a support structure or maybe even a beam to keep something up and just not let it collapse on itself. Thanks for the follow, by the way. So, for instance, if I had this building a lot wider and taller and I had a bigger roof, I need something to keep that roof stable. So I would have to either build structures, beams going either lengthwise or vertical wise to where it's keeping it, nice and tight. So you tend to need to build something like that. So if I bring out, let's see, the hammer, and I want to place, let's see, I'm trying to remember how, I probably don't have enough wood to really do anything. Oh, build menu. Okay. Let's do like a wall, for instance. You see the green icon here? It tells you if I'm going to place this wall, green means it's okay to place the wall. It's not going to reduce the structure to a weakened state. Now, if it turns yellow, then it turns maybe orange. And if it's red, that means if I place this wall on that item that is red, there's a high possibility that one, that part of the structure is weak, and two, there's a high possibility, and even most likely, it's going to collapse. So it gives you the chance that say, oh, hey, yeah, yeah, before I actually place this, is it green? And if it's not green, maybe I need to place a beam underneath it or something connecting to another piece of structure to make sure it's going to be nice and healthy. So that's how, just the bare basics of how the building is. Now, you guys see that I can build thatch roofs and everything, wood, stairs, ladders, different type of walls, half walls, wood walls. There have been some really cool structures people have built in Valheim that I have noticed that compared to the shit I built, like, what the fuck is this? It's really not impressive at all. But I built this in under probably like 10 minutes or something like that. The cool things that Valheim does is if you have like a fire like in the building, you notice how like smoke is coming up, right? Well, if you don't have a hole somewhere where smoke can ventilate from an actual building, you can actually die and get hurt from smoke damage, like smoke inhalation. Your character needs to have some way of venting out the smoke. So that's why I have these little holes there, and there's also these little slots of open area within my actual structure. Because if I do plan on having a fire, if I wanted to move this fire into the house and make sure, my house doesn't burn down or anything like that too, I won't die from, smoke inhalation. I won't die from, killing myself with smoke. Also, if you noticed, there's a big ass tree. We're underneath. We're pretty much on the world tree itself. If anyone knows their Norse mythology, yeah, we're actually on the actual world tree. Ooh, let's see. Be wary of the weather and all that stuff too. Yes, you can also get afflicted with cold or being too, I don't know if you get afflicted being too hot, but there's status effects like being wet. You can get wet, you can get cold. If you're wet and cold, your stamina goes down even more. Also, below me, if you didn't notice, the one bar that has the number on it, the 21, that's my health. So health is interesting. Health is correlated by what you eat. So depending on what food you eat will dictate. Let's see if I can get a real quick good example of food in this game. There's the buke berries. Now there's a specific berry that if you eat it, it makes you puke. So the reason why you eat that is to, in case you ate the wrong thing. So the food that you eat, if you eat like a bunch of like different types of meat or maybe a berry, certain berries will give you like, I don't know, like a 20 more points of health. But you can't stack that. You can't keep just eating the berries. So once you eat berries, you're good. You can eat a total of, at least from the beginning, from what I know, 3 different items. So depending on the items you eat, the better the items you eat, the more health you can have in the long run. So let me see if I can't eat resin or anything like that. I don't think I actually have any food on my person. I'm not sure. I'm looking. Oh, we do have tools though. So, uh-oh. What the fuck was that? Oh, it's an invasion. So here's a good example of why you shouldn't play this game by yourself. So, yeah. When you get a certain point into the game, structures that you build and all that are going to get destroyed. They attack your structure. They also hunt you down. So if you don't have a good place to survive, you will be hunted down and you will die. That's only once you get to a certain point in the game. I noticed this certain point only happens when I finally was able to build the forge. And I died. It's a new character. There's no armor or anything like that. So when you do die, you can come back to your gravestone and collect your items that you have lost. So there is that. Oh, also, there's the deer I was trying to kill. You know, animals, enemies, all that are persistent in the game. And it's crazy. This, just like any of the other survival games out there, there's so much to talk about. But to kind of round it all up and maybe even wrap up, I know I didn't show a lot when it comes to Valheim. There's so much footage of Valheim. If you're interested in what you possibly saw in Valheim, I would definitely check out more videos of what people have made. Just like nice little like hell, there's reviews for the game. Even though the game's been out for PC early access for a while, it's much better than if you're a person that's not. Here's what I would have to say. If you're a person like me, not a fan of survival games, you have a disdain for survival games because it feels like you're forced to constantly keep feeding your character and all that stuff too. There's a problem with that. So, oh yeah, and when it comes to Ninja's question, is there a time limit to get your items back? I don't think there is. I have never come across the point to where, well, the gravestone has ever, dissipated or anything like that. So I've played this game in the past when it first came out for the Xbox Series X, and I've had it to where an hour, 2 hours have passed, my gravestone is still on the map. So when I did die, you can kind of see where you died. And that's specifically where you died. And this red circle is the invasion zone where I'm being invaded right now. So they're currently working on destroying my structure. So here's what I have to tell you guys. This is a game for people that are fans of not fans of survival games. But however, due to the fact that it has an invasion system where your home can be invaded and all that too, I do highly recommend you guys play with friends. Play with at least 2-3 people, so that way you are ready for your home to be invaded and you can defend it. Because it's doable to fight most of those enemies by yourself, but there's going to be they throw so much at you to where, at least in the beginning, it's kind of hard to really defend your home. So I don't know how long these invasions last. They probably don't end until everything is destroyed. I don't know. I don't know if there's a end to it. Like, I would have to look it up. But it can get pretty crazy. And there's a lot of like hidden things, a lot of mystery within Valheim. But I love the look of it. I love the aesthetic of Valheim. Due to the fact it's based in Norse mythology very loosely. I mean, it's based in Norse mythology, but it's a loose interpretation of Norse mythology in its own right. I love the little effects of, like, you got more modern day lighting systems within a game that has a pretty interesting and very unique art style. Combat is actually really good. I would have loved to shown a little bit more of combat, especially with enemies that do fight back more than like the current enemies that I've killed, the current creatures I've killed. Like, I don't know, like it's very hard to really explain a game so big into this. Like, there's sacrifice stones you can interact with that comes up in this. You get a hint of, oh, what do I need to do here in order to interact with this sacrifice stone? And these are pretty much bosses within the world. like almost world bosses in a way, and you have to interact with certain stones within the world, and a storytelling is things left behind by other people that were in Valheim before you. So you have like, it even tells you there's world saves and all that too, and then you have your own saves for your character, and you can move this character into other people's worlds, so whatever gear you have on you gets moved into another world if you choose to do so. So for instance, my world, shitty as it is, if I don't want to play in this world, but I want to keep playing the character and keep using the weapons and items that I have, I can go into a friend's world, a friend's server, and I will still have all my shit on me. And there you go. You can just kind of, it has its own little different save systems. You have a character save system, and you have a world save system. So as the world saves, you don't have to worry about your character losing certain things and all that too. That can progress as you progress into other worlds as well, and bring back certain things that you want from other worlds that you have found. So it just depends. So you have stuff like that. As you defeat world bosses and all that, you get these little, you get your trophies of said bosses. You put that into sacrifice stones, and you can get certain perks. For instance, jumping uses 60% less stamina, and running uses 60% less stamina. If I choose to activate said power, I get the power. And now that I have the power, I can activate it, boom. And then when I'm running, I use less stamina, so I can run a lot longer. And I can also jump as much as I want. And yeah, you'll still, of course, be hurting and all that. Oh, I'm so gonna die, though. These are tough-ass enemies. For a new character, yeah, I'm gonna die. If I had a shield, and I also had better gear and all that too, it would have been so much... Yeah, I would be able to handle those guys so much easier. But I'm in a world not meant for new characters. I've defeated the first world boss. I was about to defeat the second world boss. So this is not a very good showcase of how, the game progresses. The game's actually pretty lenient on you. It's not super 100% brutal. This game can be generous when it comes to treating you decently as the player. And I don't know if you can or won't or not, but if I back out, for instance, I log out of this world. Let's see, boom, I log out of the world. I don't know if in your world you can change it for having creative settings or something like that. So if I go to go to Bootyheim. So stupid. So go to Bootyheim, click on that. So you can look at old backups. I wonder what old is. I wonder if that's before. Let's click on that. I can also look at characters I made. Oh, I've deleted the character, but not the world. Okay, it tells you. But, yeah, it doesn't look like you can actually change too much else in the world. Like, everyone's world's gonna be a little bit different, but a little bit, pretty much have the same structure when it comes to progression and where they're gonna place certain, areas and all that, too. So if I go here again and I load it up, I think the certain things that are currently happening within that world is still going on due to the fact there's world saves. So when a world does save, whatever is happening, and for one case, an invasion was happening, most likely an invasion is still going on. So you got a lot of stuff like that. And let's see. Yep, an invasion still happening. So that red circle is the danger zone. I don't want to go in the danger zone. It's day 18 of Bootyheim. It is not a very safe world to be in as a new character. But when you do make a new character and you are in a new world, and as long as you're following Hugin's the crow's general aspects and hints, you'll do just fine. You'll make armor. You can make armor. You can improve armor. You make new armor. Improve that armor. Make weapons. Make new weapons. Every weapon has, like, every type of weapon, like swords or a spear or bows and arrows, have their own skill, like like abilities and all that too. So the more you use said items, the better they get. Armor, from what I remember, doesn't have durability and all that stuff too. So, you know, you don't have to worry about, I don't think you have to worry about constantly repairing your armor. So that's, oh, maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think you might have to, but the better armor you have, the less you have to repair it. I'm trying to remember if you do. Most likely you probably have to repair it, but repairing things doesn't cost you too much of anything as long as you just have some backup stuff within a chest. So as long as you have stuff in chest, and if you want to repair something, I think it will, you know, automatically gather up whatever is needed to repair something. So, yeah, I don't know, as a person playing by yourself, if there's anything you can do about an invasion. That's the thing. Maybe you have to abandon that spot for now and build yourself a secondary and maybe a third shelter or a home, because I guess as you're playing by yourself, you're just gonna have to deal with losing a home here and there, because I have no way. I can't think of any way of, like, you know, dealing with this stuff, because, like, I would like to work on smelting and all that stuff too, but as a person that can't defend myself against a whole entire invasion, kind of sucks. By yourself. So this game is totally, like, it definitely tells you, it's like, hey, you probably shouldn't be playing this by yourself. It's not, from what I know, single player friendly. Maybe later on it is, like, when you have the weapons and armor and the abilities to handle these whole invasion. You have fences around your structure, you know, you have bottlenecks and moats that you built, then probably, I mean, especially if you built a moat around it, there's probably a high likelihood that you don't have to worry about it. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe start a new world. Like, in my position right now, I start a new world. I build a small little moat to where enemies can fall down within said structure, and then I can, like, kill them one at a time. So I don't know. I don't have to worry about them destroying my shit. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if there's a easier way of doing it. Maybe there's a good video out there saying, hey, how to play Valheim by yourself and not have to worry about invasions or something like that. But yeah, that's Valheim. Well, in a very, very short and weird context, it started to be slowly more of a showcase than anything, but I do like Valheim. Valheim has a lot of potential, especially if you're a person that has friends. If you do have friends, and you do have people that have Valheim, and you want to play with them, this is the game to play. I think this is a fun game to play with people, to build your own village, your own longhouse and everything like that too, and just have a fantastic time progressing through the world of Valheim. Playing this by yourself is probably not the best way to do it, because it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be hard. As you guys can see, as a new character in an established world, you'll die in less than a day. It's gonna be a brutal time. But I've been standing here for like a good 10 minutes now, and I haven't starved to death. Thank God. But I only have 25 health points. So if I don't eat, I could probably die in 1 or 2 hits. So the more I eat, the bigger my health pool is, and I can take more damage, and equipped armor and all that stuff too. I have a higher likelihood of surviving. So the survivability of this game is more of like, what type of armor do you have? What type of weapons do you have? And how much have you used said weapons and all that to do more damage? And also upgrading said weapons and all that other stuff. So everything kind of factors into the point to where it's not really the level. You don't really even have a level system. You have a leveling system of abilities, but you don't actually have an actual level yourself. So your character is always level 0 and will always be level 0. You want to keep just doing certain things to get better at doing certain things. There you go. At least you can't die. At least you can't die from shitting your pants like in Ark. I've heard of it. Yeah, I remember Ark. Oh, Ark was a certain kind of thing, wasn't it? But yeah, that's Valheim. Valheim is probably one of the very few survival games I do enjoy, and I don't know. I might try and play this game in the future one day, when it comes to just like, if I ever have anyone in the community that has Valheim 2 and wants to play with me, we'll see more of this. But this is a very hard peak play because there's so much to show. And due to the fact that I didn't really start with a new world, makes it very hard to show off. Like, if I pass this point, I'm gonna get attacked. It's kind of hard to show anything off when there's an invasion. And due to the fact there's an invasion, it looks like to me, I don't think invasions stop. I think you have to kill all the enemies that are currently invading said structure or said area. So this big old red circle on my minimap won't go away until I kill everything in that red that red area. So, yeah. On your off days, when you'll be the one helping me out with Valheim. So yeah, I do have to say, if you want to get into Valheim, play with other people. The game looks fantastic. The gameplay is fun, and the overall like gameplay cycle is something to look forward to. There's a lot of like, fun to be had as long as you're not in my situation. So although I didn't like show this game off in the best of lights, I do have to say this is one of the games I do recommend people getting their hands on and actually playing one day. And hopefully you guys will too. So that was Valheim.